Well, hello everyone, and welcome. Welcome to I Couldn't Help But Wonder, or simply ICHBW. I think it is a wonderful moment because we are here and we are exhibiting new evolution, so to say, or a new level of ethnic music, or I would even call it the renaissance of ethnic music of different countries. So I have a plan here that I'm going to follow. So, and if you'd like, you can also, well, move the video to the right section, to the right chapter that you would be interested in. So, and today we cover the ethnicities, the minority languages and minority cultures in countries and their renaissance, perhaps. So I've decided to make this video because a couple of weeks ago on Instagram, I have seen a video where I heard a song that kind of resembled my mother tongue. Then immediately I went to the commentary section, and it is actually my mother tongue. Just the pronunciation was not as, so to say, perfect, or rather, it was not the one that I got used to, because we have different accents, different pronunciations, and so on and so forth. Influence as well on languages. I mean, this is unbelievable. So yeah, and it was the Bashkir language. So if you will, you have Russia, you have the Republic of Bashkortostan, the flag of which is exactly this one that you see behind me, behind my back, and the official language, of course, it is Russian, but as well Tatar and Bashkir. So, and it is unbelievable. I was so shocked and surprised to see it. And well, after a couple of days, I went on YouTube and I found that this song was on YouTube. And out of interest, today, while I'm making this video, I've done some screenshots, and today it is the 27th of March 2025. So the song was published 9 days ago, and you see it has 1.4 million views, which is abnormal amount for an ethnic song that is not, so to say, well represented. Just in 9 days, this is unbelievable. And that's why I decided to make this video, because I think this is the point where the renaissance of ethnic music goes to another level. And the popularity perhaps will continue to grow. So, but you might ask, what about the seats? So where were the seats for such? And this is why we go to part number 2. Where we focus on another example that I have instantly remembered of before making this video. It is the example of the song that represented France 3 years ago in Breton language called Fulaine, which means fire in Breton. Also, if you don't know, so you have France, and on the west of France you have Brittany, the region of Brittany. And another interesting moment that you might also consider, probably nothing special, just, another type of French or another type of Russian. No. When we think about France, so French language, it is the part of Romance languages which have evolved after Latin, while Breton, it is a language that is relatable or that relates to the family of Celtic languages. So they are completely separate languages, separate family. Okay, even though they have the constructed language or the constructed mother tongue, which is the Proto-Indo-European. But anyways, as for Bashkir song, and Bashkir language, it does not have any relation with or to Russian at all. So Russian, it is the part of Slavic languages, the Slavic language family. While Tatar, or rather both Tatar and Bashkir, because we will speak about Tatar a bit later, they are the part of Turkic languages, Turkic language family. So I would say Russian is a bit closer because it is the part of Proto-Indo-European to French and to Breton. Even though there is another constructed language, but this is just abnormal theory, that does not work at all, of Nostratic language families, which means that Nostratic languages um, literally include all languages of our planet, except for some, of course. But yeah, it is just a craze. So, anyways, Brittany or Breton being present on Eurovision 2022 3 years ago, it was quite a unique experience for a lot of people because they were like, France, well, it's not French, what language is it? So people began to get interested in it, and it is a wonderful thing. Then I have remembered another point, but we'll come back to this one a bit later. So here, as we talk about Eurovision, I thought it would be a very great thing to focus as well on our theory of the Renaissance of languages and to take a look at the presence of different languages on Eurovision. So I've decided to take a look only at the range from 2019 till 2024. So let's take a look at this diagram. So the first one includes all the languages that participated in semifinals. Okay, and let's take a look. What do we see? I will move a bit closer. So, oh no, I wrote it down. So, what do we have? So, 2019, we have 25 songs that are sang in English or that were sang in English. We have 7 songs that were sang in a different language, other language than English, and 3 songs that were sang in a mixed. So, it was a combination of a native language of a country and English, which is unbelievable. And in finals, well, yeah, finals, I will show you another diagram, infographics. So 2020, there were, of course, no Eurovision in 2020. However, there were songs that wanted to participate. And we have a bit of a switch. So the number of English songs, well, it is 30. So it's a bit bigger. However, the number of songs that also were sang in non-English, so it is number 9 from 7 to 9. So a bit of a growth. And 2 songs only in mixed. So probably there were more countries. Now, 2021, the number of English songs goes down from 30 to 26. However, the number of songs in mother tongue also goes down from 9 to 4. So probably there were less countries that participated. However, while looking at the old data, I've noticed that in, I think it was the Dutch song that included a mix of both and was actually sang in English, if not mistaken, and the Sranan language. So the Sranan language, it is the Creole language. Interesting one, new one, unusual one. Even more, it makes me pensive a bit that even Creole participated. Now we go to 2022 and our numbers are the following. So English songs from 26 to 22, non-English from 4 to 8, and mixed from 2 to 6, which is also interesting. Unbelievable. And in 2022, we also had our Breton song, as we mentioned before, the Fulen, and also there was a song that was a combination of Serbian and Latin. You see, even Latin participated on Eurovision. So then we go to 2023. From 22 English songs, we move to 20. From 7 non-English, we move to 6. And from 8 non-English, we move to 6. And from 6 mixed, we move to 5. So a bit of a change, and some countries did not participate this year. However, in 2024, we have a huge change. So from 20 English songs, we move to 17. From 6 non-English, we moved to 11. From 5 mixed, we moved to 2. Interesting choice and why they've decided to do this. Now, let's also take a look at another interesting infographics that relates to the finals of Eurovision. So in here, well, you have these things. Now, I will provide you the details, of course, and in 2020, you see it is 0 because there were no finals. So there were 18 songs in English in 2019 and 8 songs in non-English. In 2021, there were 17 songs in English and 9 songs in non-native or mixed. In 2022, there were 14 English songs and 11 non-English songs or mixed. In 2023, there were 13 English songs and 13 non-English songs. And in 2024, 11 English songs and 15 non-English songs. And this is a very interesting change we notice. Again, coming back to the idea of the renaissance of different ethnicities, and probably to the idea that the globalization time has finished and is replaced with, I wouldn't say nationalism because it is a negative thing, so I would even call it is replaced with the being proud or patriotism a bit. Also, even patriotism in some countries, to some people it might be considered negative, but the pure patriotism, not the one that is kind of constructed element. And this is unbelievable what we started to notice. So yeah, and then I've noticed another thing, or rather I've remembered another thing. So remember in part number 1, I've said about the Tatar language. Tatar and Bashkir, that are the parts of Turkic language family. And I remembered another example that was actually a banger 9 years ago, the song by Tatarka. So I'm not sure whether it is a band or a singer, but anyways. So if I'm not mistaken, it is a girl from Tatarstan. Probably you are confused. You have the Bashkortostan, Tatarstan, Kazakhstan. It's very logical and very easy. In Bashkortostan, we have the Bashkir people that live and exist. Of course, not only, but originally these were Bashkirs. In Tatarstan, you have the Tatars. In Kazakhstan, you have the Kazakh people. And they are quite related, So, and I remembered this girl. So the video was published quite a long time ago, 8 years ago. But look at the views, 62 million views. This is unbelievable. So Tatarka, by the way, it is the Tatar girl. And the Altın name of the song, it is Gold. Altın, Gold. Yeah, and by the way, there is a very beautiful name, Altın Eye, which means the golden eye, if I'm not mistaken. And this one, it was another example, of the seed of this ethnic diversity and the representation of different ethnicities in Russia. So another good example. Now, part number 4, final conclusions. So what are the conclusions we can, so to say, extract from the points that we have discussed? Yes, it is the renaissance of diversity, ethnic diversity. Or perhaps it's not just the renaissance of diversity, but perhaps being more patriotic of your ethnicity, of your roots, if you will, which is a wonderful thing, of course. And I really hope with the, viral path, if you will, of the song that we have discussed at the very beginning, the Humay one, I really expect and I really hope that other different singers, ethnicities, and so on and so forth will also become viral and continue developing and growing. And so this way, other people, they also, discover another layer of different countries. Because, you know, when you think of France, you have the first layer, typical French stereotypes, so on and so forth, or basic typical information. But when you go to the second layer, you discover the minority cultures, minority languages, and so on and so forth. And this is beautiful, because this is what really makes this or that country rich. And I really hope that it will continue this way, and minority languages will be accepted by the governments, by the societies, and will not be discriminated. Because this is the beauty of us. We have the same skin, we have different features, but same skin. But we have different inner world and different languages we speak. And I think we need to keep it. So this way, perhaps we do not have common understanding of diversity, but we will have the cultural understanding of diversity. So, yeah, do you know what you think about this? Any thoughts? Or perhaps you have other singers that you would love to recommend. Do not hesitate to attach songs in the commentaries to this video. And otherwise, thank you for watching. I would love to see you one day in the future. You never know when. Me too. I don't know, actually. But one day. So it was the ICHBW, or I couldn't help but wonder. Goodbye.